Welcome back. Another episode, Warm Up with Rivalry. Talking week 6 recap. A lot of big games. Some teams went down that I definitely did not expect. Starting out with Texas. Oklahoma pulled it out 34-30, man. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Man, I was surprised. I was surprised. I thought Texas was gonna go and take that, man. I know they haven't beaten them in a few years. I thought it was gonna come strong, man. They was having a strong year, and I thought they would definitely close that out. But that's why you got to play the games, man. You got to play the games. You start out 0-0. It's a rivalry. You can pretty much throw the records out. And after checking back on it, man, Oklahoma has won like the last, I think, maybe like 8 out of 10. So yeah, they pretty much own in Texas right now, man.
Yeah, they running the game right now. Um, Quinn had went 84%, 346 yards. I'm just looking at that now. 31 for 37. Couldn't find a way to pull it off, man. That hurts, especially with the early, huge win that they got at Bama. Whenever you can get that Bama win, you have so, high hopes for your season. I'm curious to see, man, how they respond.
Yeah.
Oklahoma 6-0. Said they jumped to number 5. Oklahoma gonna be a team to watch out for to finish the season off. I'm sure they got a few games ahead of them, but like we talked about last week, it seems like that might have been the biggest one for them, to get over for this week, or for the season. So definitely curious to see how Texas finishes out the season and responds. What you think about Oklahoma, bro? You think they got a shot?
Man, shout out to Britt Venables, man. I know last year was his first year being head coach at Oklahoma, and it was taking a few lumps, man. Offensively, just wasn't doing what it's supposed to, man. Think he had fired a guy, made a new hire, and
Yeah.
coming in, they putting up points, man. It's going well with his defense. So, shouts out to him for pretty much keeping going what Lincoln Riley had. You know what I'm saying? I know they had that one down year, but he's got him right back in the national championship contention. Winning big games. So, shout out to him.
And with they're about to move over to the SEC, man. Oklahoma going to always be able to recruit. The program has always been, top tier. So, man, curious to see how everything play out there. Man, moving on to Miami. How did they blow it? How did they blow it against Tech, man? Tech fought, they fought, found a way to win, or did Miami find a way to give it away, bro?
Hey man, my coach always said we play to the double zeros on the clock, man. You just keep fighting, and at the end of the day, we live with the results. But I'm gonna put this on Miami, man. I'm gonna put this on Miami. I don't really know the reason why they want to run the ball again. I don't know if the guy was close to a rushing record for something or what, but that should have been on the coach, man. That win counts. That win puts them in a different hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? Like they was trying to be going undefeated going into the Florida State game coming up. That was a big game that they didn't count as a loss, and now it's a loss. And now that messes up a lot of things because, you in the ACC,
Yeah,
it's a pretty weak program and you're trying to get somewhere. You can't lose these type of games, man. So I'm
inexcusable.
putting on the coach.
It's no excuses for that, man. When you think about the team that they had, the season they had, they beat up Texas A&M.
Mhm.
Huge win for the program. But with a loss like that, again, how can they respond? And when you look at coaching decision right now, man, if the season goes downhill, does it put the head guy in a rough situation with the call in the game as big as that?
Man, it's a loss at home at that as well, man. Like I said, they will be going to Florida State. So
Yeah.
there will be a program. But as far as it going downhill, I don't really know what they have left on the season, man. I feel like it's gonna be hard for them to trend down just because I don't think the conference is strong.
Mhm.
Crystal Ball does have them looking better though. He has gotten a little better every season. Are they the Miami Hurricanes from early 2000s? No, but are they trending in the right direction? I think so. And all you can do is live by what you coach, man. Like for real. Like I feel like he's a good guy, right? Guy for the position.
Yeah.
But things like that just can't happen, man. It's hard to come by wins, man. And sometimes you got to step in front of your team or your coach that's up under you, like make the dominant decision. And I think he should have did that at that point.
Yeah, man. Tough loss for them guys, man. I hate it. Hate it for the program. Hate it for the guys, the players, because like I said, they had a chance to escape with the in conference, rival. Would you say Miami and Tech is a rival? That's just a ACC matchup that you look for every year.
Man, I would just say it's an ACC matchup. I won't really say it was a rival. I will say it's an ACC matchup, though.
No, I like it, man. Well, we're gonna see what Miami, what they're able to turn to do with the turnaround, bro. What you think about the Notre Dame upset, man? Everybody high every single year on Notre Dame. Like, hey, this is their year. They can make it. They can win it all, man. Don't know what conference they're a part of. I don't know what they got going on. But what we do know is Louisville upset the program, man. Huge upset.
Yeah.
23 to no, no, 33 to 20. A beatdown. What you think about Louisville, Notre Dame, and the quarterback over at Louisville right now?
Man, shouts out to Louisville, man. They brought in a former coach, a former player, Brom, and he's really putting his all into that program, man. And it's really
Yeah,
showing, man. Whenever you can get guys back that put that uniform on and bled and sweat, it means a little more to them. They go do a little extra. Um, with that being said, man, I feel like Notre Dame is the Cowboys of college. You know,
yeah,
everybody always has high hopes for them, and they just seem to piss down their leg every time, man. Every time. So I'm hoping and praying that they can get it turned around, man. They have an African American head coach at Notre Dame, so I'm hoping things can go well for them. But they give those guys short leashes, man, and they want to win.
yeah.
And they have a lot of supporters, a big supporter group. So he has to figure out how to not lose games that he should, man. And it happened last year. They lost to somebody at home. I can't remember. They lost somebody at home that they wasn't supposed to lose to. It was like in the first 3 games. It was like maybe something like a Marshall, and he lost to him. And it was like, bro, what's good now? Giving you a little leash now. We don't want to see you back being the coordinator. So, but I'm not surprised at that. I did pick them to win that game, but I'm really not surprised that they lost it.
Yeah, man, I definitely thought Notre Dame would pull it off. But Louisville ain't a slouch, man. We see year in year out, Louisville's had some guys who can play some ball. Man, what I worry about year in with Notre Dame is, do they have the players? Can they recruit top players in the country? Um, I think they definitely have a good program, and have been winning some big games past few years, but like you said, man, it's a few games that they just can't seem to pull off when it matters. And for you to, get to the big show, and especially with the hype around Notre Dame, man. The media wants to put them in the conversation every year. And just can't pull it off. So like I said, we'll see what happens there as well. Man, Ole Miss beat Arkansas. I told you, this is a team. I love this Ole Miss team, man. And it's not because of the head guy. I think they got some ballers, man, on offense and defense. They beat the Arkansas team 27-21. SEC matchup. I think Arkansas is a tough team. But I was just happy to see them get out of there with a win, man. What you think about that matchup this past weekend?
Expected. Expected. I didn't expect Arkansas to win at all, man, but I knew they would come out and they would play hard, man. I knew they would play hard and put up a fight. Uh, as far as the quarterback matchup, which I think it always comes down to, I think Ole Miss had the better quarterback, which is why they won.
Yeah,
Um, just watching them a little closer, man, I think they might actually have a chance to do something. They still got Auburn left, and we fare well against them. So it'll be good to see how Ole Miss comes out this year.
yeah. Yeah, nah, I agree, bro. Like I said, I'm high on Ole Miss, man. I got those guys winning out. And again, unfortunately, that means they got to go through our Tigers. But man, I like what they're doing over there, man. Georgia, Kentucky, man. A lot of us expected, a hard fought SEC matchup, game in the trenches, and Georgia came out and was the Bulldogs. They established their dominance early. Kentucky didn't have a shot. Kentucky didn't have a shot, man. And I think
Yeah.
with that previous game, bro, you got to think week before you got an Auburn matchup that they escaped. And the players, the coach, I think everybody knew they escaped. So I think they was able to refocus. And you know how it is, man. They was able to refocus that week in practice. I'm sure they had a great week. They went into that matchup like, look, man, we fixing to prove a point. It's still UGA football.
Yeah, man. I told these guys, man, while working out, man, I was like, man, I think that Auburn gave we was the last chance to put UJ out of national championship contention. All right, they should have lost South Carolina, and they should have came to us and lost and had 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
I think them winning on the road with us just gave them confidence. Like, yo, we finna run this table. Another thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna stop betting against these boys when they playing at home. Last year, I picked Tennessee to come in there and beat them, drug them. This year, picked Kentucky to come in there and beat them,
Yeah,
drug them. I'm done betting against them at home. I pick somebody on the road, but between them hedges, I'm done betting against them, man. I learned my lesson.
man, tough place to play. 2012, we went into the hedges and what was the final score?
It was ugly, man. It was like
You
40
should have
something.
learned. You should have learned your lesson then, brother. Should have learned your lesson then. Nah, it's a hard place to play, bro. Man, they continue to just play. You know what I'm saying? Hard nosed football all around the board. You know, the quarterback. They have a guy who's not making crazy mistakes. You know, he's controlling the game. And again, tight end. Is he the best player in the country? Is he a person right now that you have to start talking about Heisman consideration?
Mm.
I think that he is. I think that year over year, bro, he's proven himself. Man, I don't know if anybody plays fantasy college football, but definitely a guy you want on your team, no matter the cost. So, what you think about him, bro? Tight end Heisman consideration.
Oof, man, Heisman consideration as a tight end is gonna be tough, man. But I
Yeah.
do think he's the best player on that team, and I
Hmm.
do think he's a game changer.
Yeah.
So to throw out, Heisman for him, yeah, cool. You can go to New York, you'll be like fifth in line. But you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with you getting some consideration.
Hmm.
I think there's a few more other guys that I would put out there in front of him that actually have real contentions. But he is an excellent player, man. I actually watched the game and saw him drop an easy touchdown. I think he ran a stop and go on the guy, and the pass must have been so easy that he just lost focus and just dropped the end zone. I was like, man, that's a focus catch. But he is he is as advertised.
Yeah, yeah, facts. He been proving himself game after game, man. He's like the Kelsey of college football right now. Just give him the ball, man. To watch him against Auburn last week was rough. Man, the guy kept getting open. Don't know how. And a lot of times we had him in a bracket coverage. When they
Yeah.
show the replay and they show what we in, man, we had him in a bracket coverage. Just a good ball player, bro. So all right, Alabama, bro. They slipped past Texas A&M. They found a way to win. We talked about this last week. What's the program feel right now? Texas A&M, the head guy Jimbo, um, are they over it right now? What's your thoughts?
Uh, Positive part is he lost to Alabama. Could have been Mississippi State, and he got fired Monday. Um, but they brought you here to win those games. Just got to keep chopping wood. I like what I seen from Texas A&M. I like watching the game. I seen they had some playmakers. It's just little tweaks, man. It's just little tweaks they got to figure out. But flipping sides, man. Shout out to Bama
Yeah,
going on the road, man, and finding a way to win, man. Find a way to win. I remember they called back a touchdown on them that clearly was a touchdown. I think they called some kind of bogus blocking the back or something. And they just kept fighting, man. They found a way to win. And in this league, it is by 1 point or 10 points, man. You just need to find a way to win on that road because it's hard.
yes, sir. Nah, I'm with you, man. It's hard to win um, on the road in the SEC, no matter what the matchup is, man. So definitely, like I said, I'm excited to see what Bama continues to do. It's a program we've been knowing about shit past 20 years. It feel like they're gonna always be in the mix. Do not count Saban out. Don't know, how, when, or don't know how, but I feel like he's always gonna be there in the mix.
Yes, sir.
When you think about who was it? LSU against Coach Eli, Missouri. They found a way to pull out uh, um, later on in the game and
Yeah.
make it, a easy win. But it was a fight, man. High scoring game. I forget the
Yeah.
final score,
They was
but
down. They was down for a little bit too. Like
yeah,
over
by
2 touchdowns.
over 2 touchdowns, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
man, they found a way to pull it out. What you think about LSU, man? We know what the matchup is this week with Auburn. Um, are they gonna be drained? Do they feel like they was just in another hard fought SEC matchup? Man, how you feel about LSU?
Man, once again, man, shouts out to the team going on the road and finding a way to win, being down, just fighting through adversity and find a way to come out with a win, man. We can't overlook that.
Yeah,
People who are watching this, it is hard to win in the SEC, and it's hard to win on the road. So you got to commend them for fighting and not giving up, man. When the world is against you, they fought and they found a way.
yeah.
Going to that, Auburn Tigers, can we do the same? It's time for us to get a win, man. Last time we went down there, we won. Can we do it again? Can we do it again, man? That's all I'm gonna say. I
Well,
don't think we
can we? Can
will.
we?
I don't think we will, man. Until we figure out behind center what's going on, I don't think we will. I don't think we win, man. They have the better quarterback, and it comes down to quarterback play. This is a quarterback game now. Who has the better quarterback is going to win. You can't just be a game manager.
So what's the situation? What's the situation in Auburn right now? We're in week 7. What's the quarterback situation? How do you feel it should have been managed? Has it been managed properly to this point?
It's hard to tell, man. I'm not in those practices. I don't get to see what's going on during the week. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
I'm a coach of a 7th grade team. And during the week, my team looks different from when they get on the field Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
There's a disconnect somewhere. So it's probably the same with them. Hey, they looking good in practice. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna roll with him. Get in the game. It's a different situation. Some people are practice players. Some people are game players. I know you can speak for that
Yeah.
from experience, bro. You done seen those type of guys, man. But I just think that we have to do what we're good at, and that is run the football.
Mm-hmm.
Run the football, eat the clock, play action pass over the top. I don't know if we have the playmakers outside to create separation where they know it's a pass. I think we have to do a little bit of fooling around, man. I think we need to run the ball, man, to keep it close, kill the clock. That's about the only way I see us coming in there and getting a win. We do have the 3:30 primetime game, right?
Yep.
So maybe if it was early, we could slip up on them. 11
No, we
o'clock game,
said we 7 p.m. I'm sorry, 7 p.m. ESPN, baby.
even worse.
Yeah,
Even worse.
night game in Death Valley. This is what I'll say. I'm jumping out. I'm taking the Tigers, and that's the Auburn Tigers. Um, you know how it was last season, man. It's so hard for me to go against them guys, man. But I agree. I feel like the quarterback situation has been mismanaged since the offseason. Um, you know, I don't see how we get to week 1 and we don't have a clear decision on who our guy is. And now we're in week 7, still uncertain on who's going to lead the program for the remainder of the season. But what I will say is 27 should carry the ball 25 plus times. I don't know how. Got to get the ball to him. Defense, I feel like we'll be able to play good defense against those guys. Secondary, I think we'll have a plan. We know they have, again, 8 on the outside who's a baller. Quarterback continues to find a way to win games. We're going to have to apply pressure. I think we're going to have to knock them down a few times. Quarterback cannot sit back comfortable this game. We've got to get them on the ground. We've got to make it a hard-fought game for us to have a chance. 7 p.m. man against LSU and those guys. But I think we got a shot, man, and I'm taking the Tigers by a touchdown. Auburn by 7.
Mm. Well, the spread is like 11 and a half, I think.
Yes, sir.
I'm going with Vegas on this one.
Man, I hate
Vegas,
that
man.
you're doing. I hate that you're doing this, brother.
Yeah, man, it hurts, man. Once again, I've been down there and played in that stadium. It is tough to win there, man. It's tough. They got to show me. They got to show me. Hopefully, I'm wrong.
Yeah, and the tough part is, man, when you get hit in the nose in Death Valley, it's a hard place to respond. You know what I'm saying? Man, 2000, 2011 or 12, man, we went down, and I remember every kickoff they proved a point. It was it was rough to see. All right, we got number 11 Bama this week. Um, who does Bama have actually? Is Bama? We'll touch on Bama last. We'll say Bama for last. We got Texas A&M at number 19 Tennessee.
Mm.
Texas A&M coming off of a loss against Bama, headed to Knoxville, which is again one of the best stadiums that you can play in the SEC. 110,000 screaming at you. The spread here is -3.5. What do you think, man? Who you got in this game?
I got Tennessee for sure, but I want to know what time the game is.
Game is 3:30. That's your prime
They
time
got
CBS.
yeah. Okay, it'll be closer. It'll be closer. It'll be a closer game. If it was night, I would say the spread would be bigger, but it's a closer game. I'm taking Tennessee. At home. Yeah, Texas A&M drops too.
Oh,
I don't. I who has they beat on the road besides it used to be Auburn. I haven't seen them beat anybody on the road, so I'm gonna go with the analytics on that one. I'm gonna take not Texas A&M. I'm gonna take Tennessee.
you're gonna take Tennessee. You got Tennessee -3.5. Man, I'm gonna hop out and go different from you. I'm going Texas A&M on the road to get a win. I think Texas A&M can put up some points. Man, I don't know what's going on with Tennessee's offense. I was able to watch a few games. Um, I don't know if they're gonna be able to outscore Texas A&M. Definitely think it's gonna be a great game, man. 2:30, 3:30 Eastern, CBS. I'm taking Texas A&M Jimbo to find a way to get a win on the road here. Huge SEC win.
Well, rocking with Coach Craig, ain't it?
Yeah, man. I like Coach Craig, like what he's doing with his wide receivers, man. I think the guy's gonna be focused. I think they'll come back, refocus, uh, and find a way to win in Tennessee. All right, you got Missouri against Kentucky Wildcats, man.
Mm.
Eli against a deflated maybe Mark Stoops team right now after the loss that they just went through. If there's anybody that you do not want to play against after a week like that, it's Eli and the Missouri Tigers. Um, what you think, man?
Man, I think it's gonna be a really good game, man. Both teams coming off of a loss. Um, one was one was embarrassed, and both of them embarrassed, but one was really embarrassed, like as far as you don't deserve to be out here with us, and one felt like one was stolen from him. So it's gonna be interesting to see who responds. It's an SEC East game matchup, so it's really big for the rankings. Um, the game is at Kentucky. I'm gonna go with Kentucky to bounce back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Kentucky to bounce back.
Yeah, they got the spread, 2.5. I'm going with you, bro. I take Kentucky, and the reason why is the head guy. I think he's the type of head guy who can get those guys back focused to beat a Missouri team. I think they got the players, but I think the focus will be there. How we just talked about Georgia barely squeaking by Auburn. Um, I think Mark Stoops gonna have those guys fired up and ready to hit somebody at home. So
Mhm.
yeah, I take Kentucky, man. By 10. Take Kentucky by 10.
Right.
All right, USC, a team that did they squeak by last week or what? How many overtimes?
It was about like two or three, man. It was a 2 a.m. on the Eastern time.
3 overtime game, and I stayed up to watch every bit of it. Had to, had
Man,
to. Man, how do we feel this week with USC playing against a Notre Dame team who should come out, ready to prove a point as well? Uh, what you think?
I think this the possible upset of the weekend. Um, USC just can't stop a nosebleed, man. They cannot stop anybody. And I mean, Caleb and them are definitely putting up points, but every game they gotta outscore people, man. Somebody's gonna end up getting them. They gotta play Oregon still. They gotta play Washington. They gotta play Utah, Notre Dame. One of those teams is gonna get them. They will not go undefeated this year. And they playing a game at Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming off the loss. Head coach, I'm sure he been hearing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to prove it. Win. It's a good setup. It's a good setup. They need a big win. It's a
Yeah.
perfect setup. Will be hard to do. Will be hard to do. He needs it. But I'm gonna go with Lincoln Riley and the Trojans.
Oof. Man, nah. Is it just because of Caleb Williams?
The only reason. Oh my bad, Lincoln Riley. Yeah,
Scoring points. They're gonna be able to score more points.
12 points.
Man, like you said, it's gonna come a time where you're not gonna be able to. Is it this week? Who knows? I think Notre Dame is a team, like you just said, who can stand up and play some defense. Can they get enough stops to win the game? Can they score enough points to win the game? I don't know, man. Two and a
Mhm.
half points. I feel like you have to take USC. Again, I feel like they have more athletes, man. At the end of the day, you got to have guys who can make plays.
Mhm.
And I think they'll make more plays than Notre Dame will. Think it'll be a close game early on, and then the playmakers will start
Separate.
they'll start to
Mm.
separate, man. And I think USC will somehow win this game. So I'm taking Lincoln as well, and Caleb Williams. There's gonna be another big game for him to kind of his Heisman run. This will be another one for him.
Can he go back to back?
It's looking like it. It's looking like it, brother. All right, number 25 Miami versus number 12 North Carolina in the Gene Chizik defense.
Mm.
Man, what you think, brother?
I got them Tar Heels. I got the Tar Heels, man. I'm going with Drake May, and I'm going with Coach Chiz, man. I'm going with the Tar Heels, man. I'm taking them over the Hurricanes, man. It's in Chapel Hill, right?
Yeah, Chapel Hill 7:30 night game. They're gonna be
Yeah,
fired up. They're gonna be fired up.
I'm taking the Tar Heels on that one.
Hey man, +1, as they say. I'm taking the Tar Heels as well. I'm taking the Tar Heels. I'm taking the Chiswick defense to figure it out, man. I don't know how you recover again after a week like Miami just had. This is my own opinion. I don't know if the head guy's the type of guy like a Stoops, like a Saban, to get those guys back aligned, back ready to go against a great team, ACC, a great ACC matchup. So um, I'm taking North Carolina at home, and the quarterback and the defense finds a way to win a game. Low scoring game, but I think they find a way to pull it out. Moving on, you got Oregon. Huge scoring matchup right here. You got Oregon versus number 7 Washington.
Mm.
Um,
Somebody losing
battle
that
of the
O.
quarterbacks.
Somebody losing that O.
Who's gonna lose it, brother?
Man, I'm taking Oregon to lose it, man. Washington, UW for the dub, man. Michael Penix has an outstanding game. Uh, Jumps over Bo Nix in the Heisman race,
Oh,
stays behind Caleb Williams, and
oh,
and it continues to power Washington forward.
oh, oh! What a pick! What a pick, man! I hate to go against the quarterback at Washington. I think he's the best quarterback in the country right now. Honestly, I think he's better than Caleb Williams. I would take him over Caleb Williams,
Mm.
or over your quarterback at Colorado, or the one at Oregon. But man, I feel like Bo Nix and that program, they clicking on all cylinders, man. And you know how it is when you get that offense clicking, when the receivers know the checks and everybody's on one accord, man. It's hard to stop. I think Oregon will find a way to score more points and get a stop when needed. So I take Oregon in this game. Spread is 3. I take Oregon winning by a field goal. So I take Oregon on the road here, man, to find a way to make a play. Man. So to recap it all, when you think about the biggest upset of the week, does it lay in the USC Notre Dame game?
I think that's the closest one. That's the closest one. I don't think, Washington being Oregon, I don't think that would be a upset. That's very possible. But as
Mm-hmm.
far as name being USC, I think that'd be the upset of the week.
The reason
Who
I
uh
asked,
who Bama got?
that's the reason I asked, brother. Arkansas versus Bama this week. Spread is 19. I'm taking Arkansas. T. Will's defense. Don't know how, man. I just feel like this is the time. Again, if you're an Arkansas team who's been playing somewhat solid, I think they match up well. I don't feel like Bama has the players on the outside like they've had in previous years. Um, and I take the Arkansas Bama game as the upset of the week, man. And I'm taking the Razorbacks to find a way to beat Saban and his guys.
What is game at?
This game, it's at Bryant Denny, man. 11 a.m. game. How crazy is that pick?
Taking Bama, man. I don't do that often. Taking Bama on this one, man. I'm taking Bama. They got 11 o'clock game on the road. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be a
tough.
tough one.
Uphill
Yeah.
battle. They gonna need the crowd for them and everything to win this game. It's gonna be tough. Taking Bama.
No, I agree. Somehow KJ Jefferson pulls it off. Upset of the week. Arkansas beats Bama. All right, there it is, man. Warm up with Rivalry. Another week.